Dude. Okay.
Yo, what's good, YouTube, man?
What's up, bro?
Boys getting canceled again. You know,
How?
we got this YouTuber here. His name is August the Duck, and he titled his video, "This Pred Catcher has gone too far." And
Oh,
funny
is he defending predators? Oh, we
enough,
gotta
this
lock
is actually
in.
his second video that he's made about.
Oh, we gotta lock
you know,
in.
He double backed on your boy.
He's definitely a cloud chaser. Gotta be a cloud chaser. He's a cloud chaser.
And basically, the thing that he critiques about me in this video is the thing that you would just least believe. Like, you would think out of all the things you can critique about my pred catches,
Right,
the thing
right.
that he actually goes in and harps about
What?
is like, what? But man, without any further ado, let's get into this, man, and let's see what he got to say.
Now, we've talked many times about...
Okay, hold on. I'm not the one to judge. I don't want to judge. You can judge me. All right, I'm about to judge. I'm about to judge. Okay, just look how he looks. All right, I'm gonna let him talk.
content creators who make content that is thinly veiled as this attempt to like better society
Look how I look. I got a monitor on.
or benefit the people around them, when in reality, the only reason that content is being made is because it's benefiting the person who makes it. It's not helping out the people that they claim it is, and a lot of times it's actually at their expense. And one of the most common kinds of content that I see made is because it's benefiting the person who makes it. It's not helping out the people that they claim it is, and a lot of times it's actually at their expense. And one of the most...
Okay. So his claim is where I think that's low hanging fruit. I mean, like, everyone loves to see degenerate people get caught up in crimes that they thought they were going to get away with. First off, let's get that out the way. All right. Second of all, if you think Jidion is doing this to get a bag, why are you not going after Chris Hansen, Skeeter Jean? Why are you only going after Jidion? Because, as you know, Jidion is dominating this space right now. He's dominating the prayer catches. Every video is hitting 2 million, 1 million. Everybody knows who Jidion is now. Now, this dude comes out the woodworks saying that Jidion is doing it for his benefit. When Jidion been doing this since he caught EDP. Where is this dude thing when he caught EDP and now went up in flames? Where was he at? Where was he at when Jidion collabed with Skeeter Jean and made banger videos? Where was he at? Where was he at when Chris Hansen high-key came back? Where was he at? Where was he at? For those of you that don't know, Chris Hansen got a YouTube channel recently. For like the last year, he started doing prey catches again. Where was he at? Where was he at?
most common kinds of content that I see this problem arise is with the whole predator catching genre that seems to be pretty popular.
Now, before we even get even further, right? Then I'll let him talk. The ones where people hit the predators. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't enjoy watching them, because I do. Let's be realistic. If a predator came and touched your daughter, let's be real. Let's be real. Come on now. Like, I don't like we shouldn't fake. We should not fake. If you caught a predator in your house trying to mess with your 9-year-old daughter, bro, you calling the police? Yeah, you're calling the police, right? Right, like let's stop there, bro. Let's stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone. Like, I don't condone like them hitting the predators, but then again, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't.
Popular these days. And today, I feel like I have some pretty strong evidence that one of the biggest guys who does this is maybe not in it for the right reasons.
So Duck, the commentary YouTuber who makes videos about Jack Doherty and multiple videos about me and internet drama, says that he has solid evidence that shows that I am not in this for the quote-unquote right reasons. Really, in this instance, the only opinions that matter to me and that I actually would take to heart is what my audience thinks, what my family thinks, what the police departments think, and most importantly, what my peers that are also in the prey catching community think. Those are the opinions that I care about, and I think that those go way further than a commentary YouTuber. But let's get into his evidence.
Basically, I don't really think the whole predator catching genre of content is one that really belongs on YouTube. I don't really think it's one that should be made at all.
So, Duck, you don't think that this content should be made at all, but on your
i.e. made aware that people are out here, right? Because he's been in Dallas, Houston, Hawaii. For everybody that lives in those places, you are now aware of the fact, you know, like but like it's not on the forefront of your mind, pretty much.
Channel, Chris Hansen is actually one of your favorite creators, and you make multiple videos.
Thank you. I just said that, and Jidion is putting that. He's put that in the forefront. Like, hey guys, remember there are people, and especially if you have kids, there are people out there that are predators, and they want to prey on certain individuals. All right, that's basically what Jidion is doing. Hey guys, watch out. Hey guys, found another one. Watch out. That's basically what he's doing, bro.
Videos about him, and I saw this clip of you saying this right here.
And I used to cover the show To Catch a Predator quite often. I love that show. I think it's morbidly hilarious, and I think what Chris Hansen did was very valuable.
So help me out real quick, Duck. I don't know if you know this, but Chris Hansen
Dion's doing the same thing, bro.
posts all his catches on YouTube.
Yep.
So my question to you is, should Chris Hansen stop posting these catches on YouTube, and also should he stop doing it entirely?
Yep.
I don't really think it's one that
go after Chris Hansen too, bro. Get off the Jidion nuts, bro.
That should
you
be
hating,
made
bro.
at all.
You see, I'm in the belief that this is a very, very dangerous rhetoric, because
Very
just
biased.
on my channel alone, we have caught multiple registered offenders that have actual victims that have been let out and are trying to do it again. So I know you're in the belief that, you know, predator catchers really don't help anything, but, you know, I think me and my audience are in the belief that we do help. I mean, if you guys watch my videos, we literally have police commending us on the work that we do.
Exactly.
Look, man, look, so I respect
You know what I'm saying? You trying to join the force? If y'all was there for that stream, you trying to join the force? He said that. He said that to Jidion
the
himself.
hell out of what y'all do, because I agree with it 100%. Like, these guys, those type of people need to get caught. So I'm going to do my justice and write up what I know.
See, bro?
Like that.
That's a good cop right there, bro.
Well, yes, sir. Thank you. You got
See,
anything
bro?
else from us?
I'll give you a call.
Yes, sir.
The proof is in the pudding, bro.
Guys, another one bites the dust.
Thank you. Then not even address.
And watch. I would bet that police officers are gonna take up for him, bro. I believe that.
There's multiple channels out there with 100+ convictions, not arrest, conviction. Alex Rosen, People vs. Predators, Black Hebrew. These men all together have almost over 500 convictions of predators that are trying to prey on children. I think that is something that should stay on YouTube, and I think that is
but it's not helping, and I'm just doing it for the clout. Right.
something that should be created. And I mean, Duck, if we weren't able to post these on YouTube, and if we weren't able to create them, how else would you react to these Chris Hansen videos, man?
To Catch a Predator might just be one of the greatest TV shows ever created.
Stop the cap.
But before we begin, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, MyHeritage.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. We caught him, chat. Make a video of Jidion when he's blowing up. Got hella views. Let's throw in a sponsor in there, man. Let's get to the bag.
No.
Let's get to the bag. Let's go.
No ad time here, but this ad is gonna come up later. Trust me.
Oh my goodness, this how long the ad is? Yo.
And let's get back to it. Personally, I'm of the opinion that people really shouldn't be taking the law into their own hands, especially when it comes to something as sensitive as this.
I just love that he's trying to make this point, because the point
Jidion, did you shoot this like in 2 takes? What happened, my guy?
Is someone that takes the law into their own hand. But the thing about people,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta fix the Dewey, bro. Is he bald? Do he got the drop top? Do we got the Porsche drop top with the fade?
people like
Like
me,
Wallow?
Loma, Skeeter, Alex, is we don't take the law into our own hands. We report everything to the police. We are snitches.
I'm sorry. I know the situation at hand is way bigger than bro's do-rag. His do-rag is scaring me. Cause it's loose. It's loose. The do-rag's loose. He knows it's loose too. He knows it's loose too. He knows it's loose too. He doesn't care,
love
bro.
The police. That's why every
I applaud him for that,
video
bro.
always get the police involved.
I want his
I got a
confidence,
question for
bro.
you guys.
I love
If someone
Jidion
had
confidence,
a
bro.
drug dealer hit them up, and said drug dealer said, "Hey, I want to meet you here to sell you drugs." And you gotta go meet them there, and they confess to you to everything, saying, "Yes, I have the drugs, and I do want to sell it to you." You then call the police, and the police arrive, and they arrest them. Are you a vigilante, or are you just a citizen reporting a crime?
That's a good question. It's a good question. Hold on, we gotta break that down. Hold on.
Sell it to you. You then call the
I might have missed it.
sell you drugs. And said drug dealer said, "Hey, I want to meet you here to sell you drugs." And you gotta go meet them there.
Yeah.
And they confess to you to everything, saying, "Yes, I have the drugs, and I do want to sell it to you." You then call the police, and the police.
Well, I've never done this before because I don't do drugs. I've never been in a situation that Jidion says. But like in my cases, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Arrive and they arrest them. Are you a vigilante, or are you just a citizen reporting a crime? It's the same thing with these EDPs. They come out, they admit that they're coming to meet a young cupcake, and all we do is just report it to the authorities. We are just citizens.
Do I support the guys who are doing stuff like that? Well, no, not really. But also, I don't really care if you find yourself in a situation like that, because you shouldn't have been putting yourself in a situation like that. So don't get me wrong, the treatment or like the consequences that these guys face is not the issue I have with this content. If anything, it's really the lack of consequences that they face and the reasons that the guys making this content are doing it. Some are better than others, don't get me wrong. Some of these channels seem to have managed to get in with local law enforcement, or they've developed a better understanding of what exactly they need for the cops to actually be able to do something. But still, you should probably just be leaving this kind of shit up to, you know, law enforcement.
I mean, I agree as well. I wish that all these dudes would face legal consequences. From all the groups that I've worked with, from Oma to Skeeter to Alex to so many others of my decoys that do it on their own, I know that every single case is solid and these dudes are guilty and they should all be convicted. But you're making it out here seeming like, yo, these dudes are just getting out scot-free and, you know, there's no consequences. Brother, this video that you made is about me. So me alone, I have almost 4 million subscribers, and each of my videos literally get millions upon millions of views just on YouTube. That's not even counting Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all those other platforms. And so you're telling me that a guy that's getting blasted out to millions upon millions of people to be known as a predator, that isn't a consequence? I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's definitely a consequence. You see what happened to EDP?
Or they don't get the right information, they don't capture the right evidence, and all they've done is create a more careful predator who's going to face no consequences. And if you can't understand why people creating more careful and more aware predators while they're trying to put predators behind bars is a bad thing, well, don't know how to explain that one to you.
For the win, bro.
I don't know how to explain to you that it's hard to be a careful predator when everybody in the world knows that you're a predator, but I can't explain that one to you.
But like I was saying, one of the main issues I have with this kind of content and what we're really talking about today is I think a lot of the guys who do this almost forget, I guess, what exactly it is they're doing and what the goal really should be. Because like I was saying earlier, I think a lot of these dudes end up doing this only to benefit themselves, not really to protect potential victims of child predators. And to sort of highlight this, we're going to be looking at this clip from our old old friend Jidion.
So now that he's about to talk about me,
Now he's your friend?
things that I realized while watching his video that I wanted to point out to you guys. In this particular video, sadly, we did not get the arrest, but we did call the authorities, they did put him in cuffs, and they did take his phone and everything, and they made a report about him. But what I realized is in August's video, he never at one point showed any of the police presence in the original video. All he showed in the background is just me talking to the guy. So I just find it funny how he talks about, yeah, they never get police involved or anything like that. And while he's showing a visual representation of no police getting involved, when in fact in the original video we did have police involved. And I also find it funny that out of all the videos to make a video about me in, he decides to pick one where we didn't get the arrest, but the 3 before that we literally got arrested in all 3 of those. So I just find it funny that he specifically picks the video that we didn't end up getting the arrest, and he specifically doesn't show any of the police presence. And later on in the video, I noticed another thing, but I'm gonna get into that later.
The clip that we're talking about today kind of caught me off guard because a lot of people have sent me Jidion's predator catching content, and really, if I'm being completely honest, I thought it was kind of some of the better stuff on YouTube when it comes to that genre. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, I still wouldn't call it like good necessarily. It has all the issues that all this kind of content has, but Jidion does seem to normally try and get what the police need to do something, and a lot of his videos do end with these guys getting arrested. Now, I don't know how many of them have actually been charged. It's probably not that many. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Correct me if I am, please.
You see, if you're gonna be making a video critiquing me, I think it should be in the best interest, not even for yourself, but for your audience that doesn't know who I am, to at least do the bare minimum of research. But since you said, please correct me, let me help you out.
We got receipts. Got receipts.
But it does seem like the majority of these videos do end with a guy in cuffs. He seems to generally take it pretty seriously. He's not just going out trying to like beat these guys up for fun. He confronts them for—
Yo, chat, should we do a price? Bro, I be having the most random ideas, bro. Should we? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna put that on my notes.
Professionally, it doesn't ever seem like he's really just trying to get a rise out of somebody for content. For the most part, it's pretty level-headed stuff. And as far as the genre goes, like I said, it's some of the better stuff on YouTube, I think.
Thank you for the glaze, even though it was only
W
for 20
glaze.
seconds. And you know, you kind of did spend the first 5 minutes of the video kind of subliminally comparing me to the other people, you know, and we all know not everybody watches the entire video, but I do appreciate the glaze. But I do want to talk about the video title, because the video title is "This Prey Catcher Has Went Too Far." You know, I made a similar video with almost that exact same title, but those prey catchers that I was talking about in the example that I used was literally a YouTuber shooting a predator in the face with a paintball gun and not calling the police at all. And then my other example was literally 30 college students setting up a 21-year-old with an 18-year-old. And when that 21-year-old met said 18-year-old, they then attacked him and called him a P3DO. So those are my examples for these prey catchers went too far. So I'm just so curious, what could I have done that could warrant that title, in your opinion?
I think a lot of these guys sort of get to a point where they almost start to forget what they're doing, and maybe that's what we're seeing here. I'm going to show you guys the clip in full, and then we're going to go through it.
Wait, hold on. You made a 15-minute long video about me because you don't like the meme ad that I use to promote my website, that I use to fund my operations and pay my employees? So I got this whole video made about me because I put an ad in a prey catch video, and I guess he doesn't like that. But I also find it coincidental that you put an ad in a video about you not liking an ad in a prey catching video.
But before we begin, I want to talk about today's video sponsor, MyHeritage.
And I'm not dissing you on the fact that, you know, you put an ad in your video, get your bag. I just find it kind of weird that out of your last 18 videos, and you guys can go check, I counted, this is the only video that
Top tier. Because he know Jidion name is going to get views. Bro, he's literally projecting. He's talking about himself during the whole video. He just wants some clout. He just wants money, bro. He just wants money. That's it. That's exactly what bro is doing. He just wants money, bro.
That has an ad in it. So I just find it really coincidental that out of all the videos you could have put a My Heritage ad in your videos, you chose the video that you don't like an ad about. I don't know. I just find that funny, y'all. I just find that funny.
But I really can't help but feel like editing something like this and making something where you're talking about what Jidion's talking about here in this style is in poor taste. To me, it's just a genre of content that should be treated a little bit more seriously, because these guys are trying to catch these predators. That's a completely different thing than, for example, making a video where you make fun of somebody who was on the show to catch a predator. Because when you're watching that show, you know that those guys are fucked. That show was done with law enforcement. They all got arrested. Like, you knew what was going to happen to them. With these guys, it's not really the same thing. Like, it's kind of weird to edit a video in this style when, like I mentioned earlier, you could just be making a significantly more safe, cautious, and aware predator who's going to be a more effective predator.
And you know what? You're totally entitled to your own opinion, and I'm actually going to ask my audience, do you guys think I should tone down the ad? Do you guys think I should just make it just, just a regular thing? I want to hear what you guys have to think.
Jidion, bro, don't let this dude knock you off your square, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do that, bro. Nobody cares what he's talking about, bro.
Thinks I'm out here being like a mad scientist or something, creating super predators and stuff like that. But Doug, listen, my man, literally every single time we make these videos, we always get law enforcement involved. They get their names, they get all their information. If they make the arrest, boom, they're in the system. If they don't make the arrest, boom, they're still in the system because they're making reports on them and they're taking their phones and they're doing all this, yada, yada, yada. And then also on top of all that, we're then blasting their face out to millions of people so that way their local community or maybe wherever else they may go to knows what these people are about.
Come on, bro.
So,
I don't know
why you keep on saying I'm making super predators. It's hard to be a super predator when
because if y'all remember, EDP is a super predator by his logic. By his definition, he's a super predator. EDP is a super predator. We know what happened to EDP. Every job he went to, he got fired. Every hotel he was staying at, he got kicked out. And you tell me that's not a pro? That's not a pro to the Jidion doing that? Because Jidion was a part of that video. Do you remember? He was a part of that video. If you remember. Like, come on, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
Everybody knows you're a predator.
Like, we're
what
talking
are we
about
doing,
catching
bro?
people who want to prey.
Jidion has hella examples. Hella examples, bro.
Maybe limit it to one explosion effect? I don't know. Just a thought. Also, like, using EDP as like a meme in this advertisement seems like really, really poor taste, because that's like one of the biggest examples of how this stuff usually ends. EDP didn't go to jail. Nothing happened to EDP. Sure, he was banned off YouTube, but like, he didn't go to jail and then he got caught trying to do it again. Like, you're kind of exposing.
Bro, you can't blame Jidion for the lack of justice in that county where the police are at. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because he's trying his absolute best.
Yourself here, guys. You're using the most famous example of why your content is kind of a bad thing and doesn't really work as a way to advertise your content. You're kind of showing your hand there that you don't really care if these guys don't actually end up going to jail.
Doug, how does it make any remote sense that I don't care about making sure that these guys go to jail?
The police wouldn't be involved, dude.
As my advertisement.
The police wouldn't be involved, bro.
Is because he is synonymous with being a P3DO. Because he made his name synonymous with being a P3DO. When you're a monster and you do something monstrous like that, your name's gonna always be associated with that. The same reason why we say Diddy all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever you do something gross and disgusting, your name is gonna be associated with that. And I'm not gonna just let it fizzle out, We're gonna make sure it lives on forever and ever. I know you probably want it to fizzle out and no one talk about EDP again, but I think we all should always talk about him because we all should remember.
And that could add to the Dion's point that is gonna ring names like EDP's name is forever tarnished, forever. Forever. Yeah, he didn't go to jail, but forever tarnished. He as a person, he's gonna have to live with that forever. He's gonna be like, I know you probably think EDP doesn't care, bro, but there is a there is a God, bro. There is a higher power, bro. And every night he goes to sleep, it's on the back of his mind, bro, that he is exposed, dude. He's exposed as a PDFR, bro. He's exposed forever. Forever. Actually, forever, bro.
Remember what he did.
Thirdly, it seems like conversations between a predator and what they think is a minor is a really, really strange thing to lock behind a paywall. Like, why would you want to read that? I mean, you want to read the chats between a guy role-playing as a little girl or a little boy and a man who thinks that they are a little girl or a little boy? Why the fuck would you pay for that? Like, that's crazy behavior.
Chris Hansen, well, you didn't pay for it, but Chris Hansen essentially, Jidion put a paywall behind it. Chris Hansen didn't, so.
Selling it is just as weird. Like, you realize that's what you're doing, right, Jidion? You're essentially selling.
No, Jidion said in one of his videos that of course he's not actually going to show the pictures, right? Hold on.
Child predator roleplay transcripts. That's weird, dude.
Is it though? I mean, in Chris Hansen's videos, he literally does the readings of what these guys are talking about. Is it weird to read that stuff? If I could make it free for the internet to read, I would, because it would just show the internet even more that these dudes are guilty. But YouTube doesn't allow that type of content on the platform.
Good point. So he puts it on Patreon where you can pay for it. Good point.
So I have it behind a paywall for only $4.45 a month, and people can read it and they can get a better grasp on, wow, this dude is even worse than I thought from what I seen in the video.
That's a smart move. That's a smart move.
This might be hard for you to realize, but not all 13,000 of my members on EDPWatch.com.
Dang, I wasn't thorough. That's tough. I was not thorough.
Subscribe to the website to read the chat logs or be in the giveaway or even to watch the extended early cuts and all that. Some of them literally just pay because they appreciate the work that we do and they want to support financially. I mean, I can say the same thing about why people would even buy your Patreon back in the day. Like, I don't know what you could have had behind that paywall that people wanted to pay for, but I'm guessing that they just wanted to support you. It just sucks that you took it down. So it's weird to read the chat log, but it's not weird to watch it on stream, right?
I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your...
Boy, smashing that pizza.
Okay.
Jesus, Jeff.
Right?
And then the whole, like, Disney sweepstakes shit where it's like, you can win a predator catching experience. Like, are you shitting me? Jidion fans got really mad at me the last time I said this, but I'm gonna say it again. I'd have a really hard time believing that, like, the average Jidion fan is an adult. If you just read through the comments on his channel, you can kind of tell that that's, like, not the case. Like, look, I'm gonna give Jidion the benefit of the doubt here and say that if he ever did this, that he'd probably make sure that it was an adult. But I mean, he doesn't say that in this advertisement, which you have to. So I don't know, man. That's just a little wacky for me. A little much. Again, even if he did say adults only, treating this as some sort of like fun, cool experience, like you would be meeting a person who wants to have sex with a child. Who the fuck wants to do that?
Every video that he makes about me, he has to always throw a shot at my fans. But to none the least, I do agree with him on this. The winner of the sweepstake is gonna be 18 or older. Like, I should have put that in there. It was in my mind to put that in there, but I'm gonna make sure in the next video that it is. So you are 1,000% right on that, Duck. But at the end of the day, what's weird about wanting to get a child predator arrested and also meeting your favorite YouTuber? I mean, you're a huge fan of Chris Hansen. If you want a giveaway to go do a catch with Chris Hansen, Duck, be honest with me.
I'm doing that off real.
Would you tell him no?
To catch a predator.
No, I'm doing that. What? I'm doing that. With Chris Hansen? Oh yeah, for sure.
Predator might just be one of the greatest TV shows ever created. And I
like, bro, like at a point, I was binge watching Chris Hansen videos with DJ Ghost. Shout out DJ Ghost. For the ones that know, you know.
really think the fact that Jidion or his team or whoever put this together thinks that the average person would be interested in that enough to pay for it really sort of shows some true colors and is indicative of these guys not doing this for the right reason. You should not be having fun doing this. Reading chat logs from guys who have no issue exploiting and
Are you talking about Jidion or the people that's gonna pay, or the people that pay for the Patreon? Because Jidion, his face right here, it doesn't look like he's having fun. It doesn't look like he's having
ruining
fun.
the
Bro.
lives of children, meeting up with them, making jokes about it. These are not things that I think you should really want to do.
So, Duck, you're mad at me for doing something that I know that my audience that love watching the prey catching videos would love to be a part of. Like, I mean, I know it's weird to you, but to shame a bunch of other people for wanting to participate in that, I think is a little bit beneath you, man. And I honestly thought better of you. All of a sudden, my paywall all of a sudden just discredits everything that I...
Why wouldn't you want to be a part of like getting rid of people that could potentially hurt your kids? Yes, like
I've done.
it's all cool until it happens to your kids, bro. Like it's so fine and dandy, but let you be put in that situation, bro. I wanna get them off the street. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do, bro. I bet you do. I gotta put my. You feel me? Yo, I just realized I can use my USB-C cord. I gotta hook up my headphones. Yo, I came so underprepared this stream. First, my stream crashes. Now my headphones about to die. Bro, it's 6 o'clock outside and it looks like it doesn't even look like it's so cloudy outside where I'm at. It's so cloudy. It's kind of aesthetically pleasing, if you will.
And it automatically shows like, oh, yep, he's making money, so he's doing this for the wrong reason. Of course I have to make money. I have a team of over 20 people. That is how we're able to post 2 catches a week. We're traveling all over the U.S., Airbnb.
Yep. And he went to Hawaii. That costs money. It's not free.
Security, filmers, a whole bunch of editors. Yes, I need money so that way we can take care of all our people, because it's not just me doing the Lord's work. Everybody that works for me, I consider them the exact same way, and everybody that watches the videos and support, I consider that they're helping this cause too. So it's a problem when I have a paywall, but it's not a problem when your goat has a paywall.
There are more than 100 episodes on our streaming service, ad-free and uncensored, at WatchTrueBlue.com. Use the code YouTube24 to watch them all for $2.
I ain't gonna lie, this might be a checkmate from Jidion. Let's see if he imposed the same rules on Chris Hansen that he did for Jidion. Let's see that.
$50 or YouTube Year for $20 off an annual.
And at Chris Hansen is he's charging a bag.
Subscription.
Maybe they're seeing it differently. I don't really know how you would.
I wonder what his response would be to this video. We gotta watch that.
As to why you would be trying to sell the chat and audio logs of child predators, and I don't think there's a logical or reasonable explanation for the people buying it either. Everybody's weird in this. Well, guys, what do you think?
So yeah, guys, he hit us with the weird allegations. Those are the one allegations that you just can never beat. So we just gotta pack it up here, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not go and send him any hate at all. Genuinely, it is all love.
Yeah, remember that he said this. There are gonna be some outliers. Some people are still gonna go through the video and send hate. I can call it right now. The Doug dude, he's probably gonna say, "You sent your fans over to hate," and he clearly just said this.
Everything, and a couple things I am gonna be taking into critique and everything, but mostly I want to hear what you guys think. Should I tone down the ads? Should I make it different? I want to know.
Jidion, bro, if you see this, bro, don't do. I don't wanna cuss. Don't do nothing, bro. You chilling, bro. You chilling, bro. You chilling. You chilling. I'm not even gonna instigate. I was finna say something. I was finna say something crazy. I was finna say something so crazy. what was his name?
Masculinity, but we are in 2025. We are in an era where people need to make money, and we are.
What was his name?
Yo, what's good, YouTube?
Update, I'm gonna bring Duck with me on Prey Catch. Well, this was 4 days ago.
Man, your boy, you would think
What's his name?
Says that 40 and multiple videos.
What's his name,
YouTube.
dude? I don't care about him. Just give me his name. I'm trying to see here, bro. Made
Has solid evidence that shows that I am not in this for the quote-unquote right reasons. Really, in this instance, the
bro, Nick. I mean, I'm Jidion. My fault. Almost cussed
that,
you out,
you know,
bro.
predator catchers, real work that we do.
Look, man. Look, so I respect.
Big ad is gonna come up later.
It was kind of funny. I actually seen bro video on my For You page. Watch this video probably got like 1 million views, bro.
Well, guys, it's a tale as old as time. Now, we've talked many times.
See that right there? I got an extension for those of you wondering. Yeah, I'm going to dislike that, my guy. Your points didn't stand.
All right.
Oh, he did. He posted a video.
Well, guys,
Gang, he ain't, bro, chat, look, he ain't waste no time. He ain't waste no time, boy. Yeah, we know what you are, bro. He ain't waste no time to post this video. I'm talking about the moment he saw it, a day later, drop a video.
I'm gonna try and keep this one short.
We know exactly
pretty
what
famous
what,
for being able to do that.
saying?
If you're watching
exactly
this
buddy.
video, then you probably read the title, which is going to be something like Jidion responded to me. And if you're
Packboy Max, 5 star. All right, let me stop.
watching this video, then you probably watched
five
Jidion's
star,
response to me.
5 star.
And that last one, promise. If you watch that one, then you may or may not have watched my original video on Jidion, where I express an opinion on an ad in his video that didn't really sit right with me. Now, I watched Jidion's response to me, and for the most part, I feel like it's a pretty good level-headed response. There's a few nitpicks I have, but I'm not really going to be getting into those. This is not going to be like an in-depth review of his response. Don't really think there's a need for that. But after that response went live, me and Jidion started talking on Instagram, and we ended up on a Discord call for 3 hours, and we talked for 3 hours. A lot of it was calm.
Oh, okay. These are men. Okay. Was I expecting drama? Now listen. You don't see that a lot. So that this what he just said kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of it was not so calm, but at the end, I think it was a pretty good, productive conversation. I think I changed.
Damn. Hey. Okay. Duck. My bad for what I said about you, bro. You. Okay. You look like a pretty handsome guy. You got. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You got. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying you're a pretty likable guy. After I just heard you say that. You know, y'all got on the call. You didn't like decline or ego him. You know, you got on the call. You know, yeah. You dropped your nuts and you said, bro, let's talk about this. Same with your Dion. You know what I'm saying this is what men do. I like that.
Changed his mind on some things. He definitely changed my mind on some things. And that's really what we're here to talk about today, because while I'm going to stand by a lot of the stuff I said in that video, I realize some of it was wrong. And
Okay. See, he can admit where he's wrong. Okay. Should we even watch this video? Because I was coming to really, I wouldn't say bash, but I was gonna poke holes in this argument
afraid
like
to be
crazy.
wrong. Dare I say, I even kind of like to be wrong. I like to learn new things. I like to better myself as a human. I'm a grown man. If I'm wrong, I'll tell you. Okay? And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about just that today. But first,
this is a very likable guy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
context, if you have like no
He changed my mind about him, bro.
Earlier this week, I made a video on Jidion, who
You know
is
what?
like a
You know what, bro? Then I'm not even gonna react to the video. You said what you had to say in the first 2 minutes. If y'all go on the call and talk about it, there's no need for me to review it or anything, or put my opinion on it. Yo, W, bro. Dang, bro. See, we need more of that. More on that. We need more of that. Not only in the YouTube community, but just like in general, bro. You know how many people would still be on this earth if they just did what they just did, bro. Instead of like letting their ego and pride get in the way. In an ideal world, it'll, you know what I'm saying? In the ideal world, but it's reality. People will knock you off for a piece of bread. Yeah, if it comes down to it. Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, everybody's selfish. Everybody looks out for their own. You know, empathy is what causes us to think about others. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Just reality, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just life, bro. It's life.
Well, guys, it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, he got 13K and 13 dislikes and 19 likes. Yeah, I bet he did realize he was wrong.